Confusing words in action. Number 1, learning English through pictures. Let's go. We start with borrowing. Then we go with lending, and then we come back to borrowing, use, bring, take, fetch. Oh, special addition today, we have 3 words in one of them. That will be very common. Also, that will be kind of rare, but not too uncommon though. So let's get to start with. Now, here's our first set of words. It's lend and borrow. Both of them mean the same thing, except they're the opposites. When you lend something to someone, you're giving someone else your object temporarily. They will have to give it back to you. But when you're borrowing from someone else, that means you're taking from someone else and you give them back later. So one's giving to someone temporarily, the other's taking something temporarily. Get it? No? Here's an example. I lent him my PS2. I borrowed a computer from him. I'm not exactly sure why I would borrow a computer from him, but this is an example. It doesn't have to be real. George and Brian often lend each other books when they are studying together. Can I borrow a thicker book than this? Is this one thick enough? Yes, thanks. This one's just right. Alright, next up is this one, use. Did you give Brian permission to use your bike? No, but I did let him borrow it once before. My advice is not to lend it to him again, if you want to get your bike back in one piece. Oh my god, why do people do these stupid things? Seriously, Brian, where is your brain? Now, of course, our words here is use and borrow, and they pretty much mean the exact same thing, except one is like, you let them use something, you're going ahead, and you are letting that person, you're not letting that person to have something, and you utilize it, but usually without their permission. Whereas if you borrow it to someone, you take from someone and you return it later, usually with their permission. Our next up is these. First off, it's bringing and taking. Now, when you're bringing something food, you're bringing you are have food and you put it to your home. If you are taking from food, you are taking it from your home. You have something from your home and you put it somewhere else. Alright, here's your official definition. Now, bring, take, and fetch. Of course, fetching food is included here. Alright, here's the 3-word special. Take, bring, fetch. Take, bring, and fetch. Now, when you take something, you're going ahead and you're carrying with you towards somewhere else. If you bring something, you have something with you, and you take it somewhere. You take it to wherever you're going. And when you fetch something, you go somewhere else to get something, and you come back with that thing. Alright, next up is this one. Childlike and childish. Now, Mary is a very good nanny. She seems to have an almost childlike quality herself. She loves the children's companies and enjoys the same things they do. But Mary can be strict when she has to be. Give me some bread. No, Mommy gave it to me. She won't put up with childish squabbles. Now, of course, these two things mean the exact same thing, except they have the different tones. Childlike is like you seem like a child, but in a good way. But childish means you seem like a child, but in a bad way. Like, you are very immature. Like, a childlike is like, you seem to be a lot like a child, but not too much to be immature. While childish is like, you're just very immature right now. Alright, next up we have colorful. Americans spell it without the U. I prefer the American spelling. But regardless, here we go. Colorful, colorful, colorful. And the other one is colored, colored. Now, colorful is like something has a lot of colors. It's like having lots of colors. It also means having a lively and cheerful impression. Whereas a colored something is like it contains color, and color is added towards something. Like colorful costumes or colored paper. Get it? The people in the carnival parade dance down the street wearing colorful costumes. There are quite a few colorful characters too. These people have colored bodies painted on. These people have made their costumes from silver-colored cardboard. They look like robots, except now they look like snowmen that look like robots with microwaves as heads, which for some reason has a human head within it. We're going to have to reconsider that someday. Alright, next up, we have this. Continual and continuous. Continual and continuous. Now, when something is continual, that thing is happening over and over again, but there can still be breaks in between. But continuous is like something keeps going on and it keeps happening without a break or without a rest. Like, I can't work. Like there's this continual sound of music coming from upstairs that's very erotic and very inappropriate. And then we have continuous, which basically means that this machine's in continuous use. He wants his device in continuous use so that he can extract the maximum amount of iron. That's hella expensive on his credit card, on his electricity bill, I suppose. But here we go. Continual banging, continual. And here's the example from the comic. The printer needs to be mended, but the repair work is very noisy. I can't work with this continual banging. Can't you do that later? Sorry, mate, we have to finish this today. We got orders from the management. This machine's in continuous use, so the repairs can't wait. Alright, our next words is costly and expensive. Now, costly basically means that something is rich and it's very, very splendid as well, too. Whereas expensive is like something is just worth a lot of money. That's pretty much the only purpose of expensive. Now, costly basically means it seems very expensive, and expensive is that it has a lot of money. Like, that's a very costly bracelet that you have there. Or that's a very expensive toy. Where did you get that? Now, here's the example provided by the comic. Lucy sees a necklace in the shop window. It is gorgeous. It has costly gems in a really beautiful setting. I'd never be able to afford something expensive as that, thinks Lucy. Then she looks at the price. Lucy thought she had spotted a real bargain. Can I look at the diamond and sapphire necklace in the window that cost $17, please? I'm terribly sorry, madam. The label's wrong. Necklace actually cost $7 million. Lucy is disappointed, but it could have been a very expensive mistake for the shop. If only they sold it to her. Alright, our next word is current and currents. One has an E, one has an A. Here's the only difference between them. Currant is a food, and current is now. Like, I want to eat a currant. It's basically dried grapes. And current is like now. But currently, I don't have any currants. Get it? Harry has a problem. The current advice from health experts is to eat 5 pieces of food a day. 5 pieces of fruit a day. Harry reckons that he has already eaten 4 pieces of fruit already. Some strawberry jam, what? An apple pie, what? An orange ice lolly, what the? And a pineapple sweet, nani? Alright. And of course, he now has to decide whether he wants to eat the currants in the box or the currants in the bun. Of course he has to eat the currants in the bun. Of course he has to eat the currants in the box. Those currants are the most healthy version. If he eats the bun, he's like reducing the healthiness, and he's technically only eaten one, actually supposed 2 of the pieces of fruits. Harry's current problem is over. He's eaten the bun. What a lazy kid. Alright, next up is this. Dairy and diary. Now, dairy is a place where you store milk. Any milk. Cow's milk, goat milk, sheep's milk. And then diary is a little book that you write about your private life in. So like, I'm writing a diary about my life in a dairy farm. Working in a dairy starts early in the morning. It includes skimming the cream from the milk. The dairymaid likes Jim, the young gardener, and she always finds time to write in her diary about him. Alright, next up is dessert and desert. Now, deserting someone or deserting someone is that you go ahead and you're going somewhere that's very barren. There's only sand, it's very dry, and there's little to no plants in that environment. And then we have, of course, we have dessert. And dessert is pretty much the sweet dish that you usually eat at the end of a meal. It's not a dessert. Also, some desserts are called desserts in their names. It's a literal snack. He felt as if he was deserting everything he held dear, but the cold adventure was too strong. It can get very cold in the desert at night, and it can get very hot in the desert at midday. At this moment, he is longing for a nice cold dessert. Seriously though, I am craving dessert. And that's pretty much it. Here's a set of the next 10 sets of words that we'll be talking about. We'll have another 3-word pair of words, and then we will go ahead and talk about this in the next episode. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope to see you guys soon. And so until next time, Shahana, peace. Bye bye!